Welcome back to Chaos Corner. It's your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy, coming to you live to tape from Chaos Corner. Fans, we're here for another retro review. It's a beautiful day outside. The temperature's been in the 60s and 70s here in March of 2022. We're going to go back to the future for one crazy event here on the Retro Review. Live to tape watch along. Thanks for being here. Grab a beverage, grab some breakfast, sit back and relax. Follow me on all social media platforms. Now you know what that is. It's at Big Daddy GOC on Twitter in real time. And the GOC stands for the Guardian of Chaos. Hit that profile link and that will bring you to here on the YouTube channel, the Guardian of Chaos, the mothership. Or you can just go to YouTube and type in Guardian of Chaos. Follow me on Facebook at JBrony. Yes, JBrony. And of course, Prodigio Fidelis El Guardian. And on Instagram, it's the Guardian of Chaos. Also on Gab, on Rumble, on Gitter, on all social media platforms, even Parler that's back. Right now, we're going back to 1991. Willie Nelson's on. Let me be quiet. Thanks for being here, fans.
Purple mountain majesties above the fruited plains. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Willie Nelson, what a rendition. With brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Willie Nelson. Wrestlemania 7, 1991 from the LA Sports Arena. I'm going to give you some news and notes before we get on to the coverage here and what's going on. I'm glad you guys are here, as I said. Now remember, we're 1991. We're going way back. Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan are on the call in the booth. Jesse Ventura is not there at this point. So, hold on. A big shout out and homage to Buck Showalter, Steve Cohen, and the New York Metropolitans. Let's hope 2022 is going to be a good year. Baseball is back. No lockout. We have the highest payroll, $270-something million. Let's get it going. Jacob deGrom, Max Scherzer, Pete Alonso. Come on, man. But we're here to talk about WrestleMania 7 Retro Review. I'm going to give you some news and notes before we get on to what I want to cover here. As coming out right now, dressed as Uncle Sam, is Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Ho! We're having a lot of fun. Fans, you know I'm having a good time when you see me doing this, right? I haven't even... Here it is. I'm cracking open the Red Bull. I have to get a little energy. I was up late. Bah! It gives me wings, fans, and I haven't even had coffee yet. Let me give you some news and notes before we get on to the retro review here. WrestleMania 7. Originally, it was supposed to be at the LA Coliseum. But the LA Coliseum holds 100,000 fans, and the WWF at that point was not going to sell out the LA Coliseum. Now, if you go back, the WWF said there in 1991 they did it because of security reasons, and I'm going to get onto that. But the truth is, that may have been some of the reason, but the biggest reason was because they couldn't sell it out. They had a little over 16,000 fans at the Memorial Sports Arena in LA. And as I said, the Coliseum holds 100,000. And if you listen to Meltzer, Mr. Dirt Sheet, only 10 or 11,000 tickets were sold for the 91 WrestleMania 7, but there were 16,000 fans plus in the arena. The tagline for WrestleMania 7 was Superstars and Stripes Forever. And you know why? 1991. Let's flash back to some history because you know that's what I do. You do your research, your analytics, your homework. It's a one-man show, unedited, unscripted, no bells and whistles, no graphics, entrance music, reality TV. What you see is what you get. This is what it's all about. It doesn't get more raw and real than live to tape. No one else is doing this in this industry in the IWC except the GOC. So getting back to my original point, because I bounce all over the place. Sean Mooney is backstage right now with the Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. Little interview just to keep you what's going on in WrestleMania 7. We were in 1991. There was the whole Iraqi United States involvement then, led to Desert Storm, the operation skills over there for our patriotic troops. We were in the middle of all that. And this is when Slaughter went from the ultimate babyface, Mr. G.I. Joe, USA, to an Iraqi sympathizer during the Gulf War, if you remember your history in 1991, not to mention what's going on in current day 2022. We know what's going on, but that's why I'm here, to be a distraction, to be a stress reliever, to give some entertainment, to give back to you guys, and to have some fun. And it just to give you what's going on here, it's Haku and the Barbarian against Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. Haku and Barbarian with Bobby Heenan. Now remember, back in 91, they were still using the old school managers. I was just about to make my debut, but you see where that got me. Never was, has been, whatever you want to call it. The most well-known unknown. But that was the promotion there for Superstars and Stripes Forever. That was the tagline for WrestleMania 7. Again, Slaughter was hooked up with General Adnan Al-Kaisi at the time. They did the whole military gimmick. McMahon walked the edge back. You couldn't get away with a lot of that stuff in 2022, whether it was Nation of Domination or whether it was different stereotypes. Kamala, Kimchi, no, not Kamala Harris, Kamala the Ugandan giant. Different things with Sergeant Slaughter, the Iron Sheik, Nikolai Volkov, even back to Corporal Kirshner. Really, Vince took the current politics landscape or whatever storylines were going on, and he would use it. Security concerns were legit for Slaughter. And again, the ultimate baby face to the ultimate heel. We've talked about that in past episodes on different faces and heels and who's had the most and who's turned the most and had the most impact, whether it was Hogan, whether it was Cena, whether it's been Roman Reigns. I can go back to history of legendary guys that went from face to heel and really made it work. So Slaughter in the midst here was the WWF champion at the time. In the main event, it was a co-main event at WrestleMania 7, if you remember. 14 matches. Plus one dark match, I believe. So 15 matches. We're not covering them all. I'll give you the results here on the opening. But let's get the highlights before I cover the main event matches here. We'll go live to tape, retro review, and I will do some broadcasting with it, and we'll cover it. We'll have some fun with it. Not only was that the storyline, Hogan going against Slaughter for the title, Iraqi sympathizer, Gulf War, 91. We understand that Stars and Stripes, trying to bring patriotism in America back in 91, and how crazy how it is here in 2022 in these last few years, how we're divided and separated. And look at here in 91. This has been going on for a long time, fans, whether it's sports, entertainment, pro wrestling, religion, politics, life. That's the touch of reality that you get here at Chaos Corner. So that was the main theme here at WrestleMania 7. Also, Randy Macho Man Savage, the Ultimate Warrior storyline, Miss Elizabeth, and the retirement match that was here on WrestleMania 7. Again, that was one of the co-main events. Macho Man and Ultimate Warrior were no bigger stars back then except for maybe Hogan. So that was the co-main event. Also, the importance of WrestleMania 7. The Undertaker debuts at WrestleMania 7, and this is the beginning of the streak. Let that sink in. Here in 2022, coming up in WrestleMania, and what, a week away, WrestleMania 38 is it? And I'm here covering WrestleMania 7, and the Taker's going into the Hall of Fame. I'll say that to say this. Another big event or big storyline coming out of WrestleMania 7 in 91 in LA. It was the final televised match of the original Hart Foundation. After this, Bret and the Anvil go their own separate ways and pursue solo careers. And then Anvil ends up hooking up with Owen Hart to form the new Hart Foundation. So those were the highlights that came out of 1991 and different rumors and facts and storylines that came out. If you do your research and your due diligence and you become an independent critical thinker, as I always say, like I am, and especially in this day and age, get right with the big man. There's a lot going on in the world. It's going to change. Talk about the new world order of Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, rest in peace, bad guy. How about now? Funny how pro wrestling can parallel a lot of different things in society. Okay? Let that marinate for a second. What else came out of 1991? All the different superstars and Hollywood stars and folks that were involved, besides the 15 matches. Again, the early WrestleManias had a lot of matches. Other people that were there, celebrities that were there in LA, which it's going to be in 2023. It's going to be back in LA. Will it be Roman Reigns and The Rock and the Samoan Dynasty and that storyline of Head of the Table? That's another show for another time. Before we get to WrestleMania, I will either do a preview or review of this year's WrestleMania. But I wanted to keep continuing to put out the content. We did a nice retro review yesterday. We did AEW Rampage. We did AEW Dynamite. We've done WCW Hog Wild. We've done a lot of the old WWF shows. We've done some Mid-South. We've done the Shea Stadium series. We have a lot going on the channel. Over 1,000 videos that have been put up on the channel. And over the last 6 weeks, there's probably 100 new videos, current up-to-date 2022. We're trending up. We have thousands of views. Spread the word. Like, subscribe, tap that bell. I said it earlier. Follow me on social media. I told you, leave a comment. We want to get to go live. Back to the celebrities that were there in Hollywood. We're still with Ming, Haku, and the Barbarian, and the Rockers, Jannetty, and Shawn Michaels. I believe that's Joey Morella. That's the referee. Rest in peace, Joey Morella. Gorilla Monsoon's son passed away years ago in a tragic car accident. I remember it. It is Joey Morella. Oh, maybe that's Danny Davis. Chaos, could you be? I'm as confused as a baby at Hooters because I am busier than a blow-up doll at a frat party. Well, I know the referees for WrestleMania 7... I believe Danny Davis was one of the referees. Joey Morella was one of the referees. Earl Hebner was one of the referees. The Rockers. So let's get back to the superstars and celebrities. I want to put this first. We're going to keep this opening monologue here for the retro review at WrestleMania 7. Here from Chaos Corner. And we'll try to keep it under 20 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll do some of the matches here that I was talking about. And I'm going to give you the quick results. And there's Hollywood celebrities that were there. You're going to be a little surprised. Bob Costas backed out, was supposed to be a part of the announced team for a match or two, but Costas backed out due to the storyline of Slaughter and Hogan, the whole stars and superstars and Stripes Forever and promoting patriotism, but he was against using the storyline of the Gulf War and being an Iraqi sympathizer, and Saddam Hussein was in charge at that point and all the stuff that went on to happen, so Costas was a snowflake back then, too. So we'll say that to say this. Other celebrities, and a lot of these people have passed on since then. Regis Philbin was a part of WrestleMania 7. Rest in peace, Regis. Alex Trebek was also there in 1991 for WrestleMania 7. Rest in peace, Alex Trebek. Willie Nelson, as we just heard, sing America the Beautiful. What a way to open up the show. Marla Maples was at WrestleMania 7. George Steinbrenner was at WrestleMania 7. Rest in peace, George. Although I'm a Mets fan, keep it all in the family, right? And it's right, New York. It may be rivals, but we look out for each other, you know. Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, not at that time, but he was also at the 1991 WrestleMania 7. Lou Ferrigno, Chuck Norris, Beverly D'Angelo, Macaulay Culkin, the Fonz, Henry Winkler, all the stars as they have over the years from WrestleMania 1 through to what's coming up next week on WrestleMania 38. The stars, the celebrities, they all come out. It's all been connected because everybody wants to be involved in pro wrestling. Even back then, it was bigger. So those were all the superstars that were there that night in Los Angeles. And we're going to take a look at the quick results and with all these matches and how quickly some of the matches went and some of the times before I upload this and we get on to the actual review of WrestleMania 7. Stand by. Don't go anywhere. I hope you got your sunglasses on. It's going to be a bright, long, hot summer. I'm looking forward to it, but come on now. Let's all be prepared. Stay in faith, not in fear, and believe. John 3:16. You have him. You have nobody. You don't need anybody else, right? I don't want to get too biblical. I don't push things or political or spiritual or give my opinions or pushing on people. You don't like to change the channel. I'll say that first, but I do like to put out messages, and if you're not going to be out here to at least be positive influence to people, then you waste your time. This is a little bit of what I am. This is what you see. You see I've changed things around, but this is what you see with the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy, Rick, whatever you want to call me, okay? But I know why you're here. A lot of things in the works still, too. Just when you think I'm gone, they pull me back. Big body press by Shawn Michaels. WrestleMania, you can see all the stars and stripes, the American flag, red, white, and blue. The crowd is hot in LA. They open up WrestleMania 7 here on the card with Haku and the Barbarian against the Rockers. And again, there was a dark match. We're going to get to that. So here's the results and the time on some of the matches. Coco Beware went over the Brooklyn Brawler. That was the dark match. That was 15 matches. So Coco over the Brooklyn Brawler. The Rockers and Haku and Barbarian with Bobby Heenan right now. This match went a little over 10 minutes. Kerry Von Erich over Dino Bravo with Jimmy Hart. That only went a little over 3 minutes. Davey Boy Smith over the Warlord with Slick. Went about 8 minutes. The Nasty Boys win the WWF Tag Team Championship over the Hart Foundation with Jimmy Hart. Went about 12 minutes. And as you see right here, the fans are going crazy. The Rockers just went over in the opening bout for WrestleMania 7 over Haku and the Barbarian. So yes, I'm giving away some spoilers, but come back because we're going to do this live to tape. Jake the Snake Roberts, another big match that was WrestleMania 7 was known for. Jake and Rick Martel in the blindfold match, and we will cover that here today on the retro review from WrestleMania 7. The Undertaker in his debut match to begin the streak up with Paul Bearer. Rest in peace, Paul Bearer. Oh, Undertaker. My best impression. He went over on Jimmy Snuka, and that was only 3 or 4 minutes. The matches in here, for all the matches, some of them were ludicrously, if that's a word, I think it is, and if it's not, I'll make it up, went really, really short. So Taker in his WrestleMania debut over the Superfly. Pehe melihini kane pupule wiki wiki mahalo. Rest in peace, Jimmy. The Big Boss Man over Mr. Perfect by disqualification with Bobby Heenan. Rest in peace, Mr. Perfect, one of the best pure athletes to ever enter the squared circle. As you can see, as brings back the memories. Mean Gene Oakland, Regis Philbin, Alex Trebek, and Marla Maples all on the same screen. 3 out of the 4 have gone. Rest in peace, Mean Gene. Alex and Regis, as I said, unbelievable, the talent. This is when pro wrestling was pro wrestling. A little corny, I get it, a little Hollywood, a little cartoonish. I believe at the time, I was 28 years old at this time. Well, I failed math in college twice. I had to take non-credit math. I ended up taking it 3 semesters before I finally... I was in my middle 20s, getting ready to make my debut. That's another story for another time. So Boss Man over Perfect with Bobby Heenan by disqualification, as I said. Tenryu and Kato, on loan from Japan over Demolition at the time in 4 minutes. Something's odd there. Axe and Smash losing to the Japanese contingent. Konnichiwa for all my friends out there in the Pac Rim. 4 minutes. Mean Gene and Marlon Maples doesn't get much better than that. I know I'm bouncing. I'm distracted. Virgil with Roddy Piper over Ted DiBiase by a countout. That went about 7 minutes. Virgil and Roddy Piper, that whole turn, $1 million man. Every man has his price. Yeah, I know. I just got out of the shower. I didn't trim it down. Relax. And here's one that shocks me. Animal and Hawk, the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors over Power and Glory, Hercules Hernandez, and Pretty Paul Roma in less than a minute and 59 seconds at WrestleMania 7 in 1991. Now, Paul Roma went on 4 Horsemen, Power and Glory, Young Stallions, Pretty Wonderful, WrestleManias, Madison Square Garden, traveled the world, WCW, 4 Horsemen, the current head trainer at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, my home, where I'm in the Hall of Fame with Mario Mancini, who was from 84 to 92 in the WWF, who's in the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, as is Paul Roma. These guys are the ones who own Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. Roma was jacked, ripped, shredded wheat, legit badass. 59 seconds. I know it was the Road Warriors. And then also the Mountie with Jimmy Hart over Tito Santana in 1 minute and 20 seconds. So there was a lot of, maybe because of the matches. Also, Earthquake was on the show over Greg the Hammer Valentine with Jimmy Hart, in 3 minutes. I don't understand these matches. 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 59 seconds, 1 minute and 20 seconds, 3 minutes. Because of all the matches, take it down from 14 or 15 and bring it to 8 solid. But I get what they did back in the day in the WWF before they took the F out, which was the dumbest thing they ever did. And here comes Kerry Von Erich, a.k.a. the Texas Tornado, going up against Dino Bravo. Both these gentlemen, rest in peace. If you've seen Dark Side of the Ring, a lot of these guys are in those series. And what you notice here before I take a break and we get back onto WrestleMania 7, the managers, Jimmy Hart, Slick, Bobby Heenan, the list goes on. And how many managers were in different matches? Rockers with Haku and Barbarian, they had Bobby Heenan. Dino Bravo's with Jimmy Hart. The Warlord has Slick. The Hart Foundation has Jimmy Hart. That's 4 matches. Boss Man Perfect with Bobby Heenan, that's 5 matches. Jimmy Hart with the Hammer against Earthquake, that's 6 matches. Piper with Virgil, that's 7 matches. Jimmy Hart with the Mountie, 8 out of the 14 matches, 15 including the Dark, had traditional old school managers at ringside. What does that say? We're missing that. So those are the news and notes of WrestleMania 7. The storylines, the tagline, what came out of it, what they were trying to push, the year, where we were. So I'm going to save that to say this. I wanted to update you on that. And the matches that I'm going to actually do in segments here live to tape, I'll cover the Hogan Slaughter match for the championship. That's what this card is all about. I'll cover Savage and the Warrior for the retirement match. I'll probably cover the Hart Foundation in their last match together. I'll definitely cover the Undertaker's debut. So those are the matches that when you guys come back here on Chaos Corner, the matches that I will cover live to tape, and we'll talk just about those matches. Maybe even I'll do the Road Warriors and Power and Glory because of my association with my good friend Paul Roma. So don't go anywhere. Kick back and relax. We went 25 minutes on the opening monologue. Thanks for being here. We're pushing out the content. I'll say that to say this, because I tell it like it is. Yeah, I get it. Don't you dare miss it.